This episode.
Is this 12 or 13? I don't remember.
This is 13.
So the first 13 we hitting.
Here it is.
Yeah, here it is.
It's here.
All right, so
It's been a while, man.
it has been. It's been almost a month, damn near, since the whole Game of Thrones thing. And then before that, Endgame, and then before that, Shazam. It's been a really crazy year. And
Yeah, we've been busy. It's
Deadass.
gonna get even busier.
Yeah, it's gonna get even
It's gonna get
busier.
even busier.
But what's good, y'all? It is episode 13 of the Comic Guys Chillin with Villains podcast. I am here. Ozymandias back, working days now.
Back from the dead. He got resurrected. For those that didn't know, Ariel was working nights, but now that he's working days, we're gonna try at least once a week drop a podcast.
Yeah.
If not, once every 2 weeks, most definitely.
It's time to produce more since
Yeah.
I got time now and shit. So,
Not a zombie.
yeah, not
vampire.
a zombie anymore. I'm gonna be one with the Daywalkers again. But yeah, it's just me, Ozymandias, and my guy Clown Prince here. It's just us today because Magneto and Zoom are adulting currently. They're
working. Zoom also lives in Bummy, New Jersey.
Yo,
so
chill. Yo,
so
chill.
he can't be driving over here all the time.
He's a New Jersey native, so shout out to Jersey.
Facts.
Edison, Perth Amboy. And if you got any listeners from Elizabeth, shout out to Elizabeth. Paramus, Nyack,
Patterson.
Patterson.
We might as well just name every place in Jersey now.
All right, so
Awesome.
so today's episode we don't have any sponsor yet, like live on the episode. You'll see it before, but as y'all know, we affiliated with Anchor, so
Shout out Anchor.
Shout out to Anchor.
Always.
for holding us down this long already. And and this episode will be about Dark Phoenix, which we went and saw. He saw it last week when it dropped. I caught it this past weekend. But
it dropped a while ago.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago. But before we get into our spoiler review and analysis of it, we're gonna start with some news, anything that's been like breaking recently and stuff. So hit them off.
Yeah,
what we got?
So first and foremost, Robert Pattinson, new Batman. That's something that it caught me by surprise, but I was kind of happy about it, just because I'm glad this whole Ben Affleck Batman leaving the same saga is done.
Good. I'm happy about that.
I can't be one to judge because I've only seen him in one franchise, and that's been Twilight.
You haven't seen nothing else with him on?
Nothing else with him in it.
I'll recommend some stuff.
A brief little. I was watching Harry Potter yesterday.
He's not brief. He's in the movie.
But I only briefly watched it.
Oh,
and I only
saw
him for a brief
right.
moment.
Yeah, he's in Goblet of Fire. That was Harry Potter 4.
So I can't really judge him and say, oh, he's gonna be a great Batman. He's gonna be a bad Batman.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone else should either.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the first news that broke out, and that broke the internet.
Yeah, for real.
Batman
Everybody
is such an iconic character, so it's
and then you either have people in uproar about it, and you have people just like, it's lit, like, because I guess all of us were fine with it. I don't know how Magneto and Zoom felt.
Yeah, everyone was like, we'll see.
We'll see.
I remember when the news that Ben Affleck got casted, I was one of the haters.
Really?
Most definitely. I was like, yo, what? Ben Affleck, Batman? No, get me out of here.
That's interesting.
And then I saw the first teaser for Batman vs Superman, where he was like, tell me, do you bleed? And I saw his arm, I was like, all in.
Yeah.
I'm all in for Batfleck. So until I see footage, until I watch the movie itself, which also, other news coming in, tying into this, is rumored to have, I think, 6 villains. 6 villains. I think it's Catwoman, Penguin. What am I doing? Why don't I just fact check this?
He made himself the intern for the day as well. Besides being producer, so
let's see right here. Oh, almost knocked that out.
But while he looks that up,
right?
Just some thoughts on that. Robert Pattinson is an amazing actor. Like, he has range.
What did you see him in that you were like? All right,
that's a good question. What I saw him that made me like, oh, he's not pussy. Like, he's out here. Cause like from the whole Twilight thing, I got on because my girl put me onto it.
Did you like the Twilight Saga? I'm not a fan.
It was
my girl put me onto it too.
You know, it was
I'm
entertaining to hear how she felt about it.
My girl loves it.
Her, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
My girl loves it. She loves vampires though,
yeah.
so that's the thing.
So like in terms of fantasy stuff, it wasn't my piece of cake because, or piece of pie or whatever the analogy is. So hold up, because of like their take on it, but it was literally popcorn movie based on a book that people still had an issue with, but it still had a fan base and whatever. But clearly, Robert Pattinson was in there for the money, and he was just trying to get paid. No knock to him for that. But like, I think after the second movie, he was just like whatever during interviews. He was just like, "Yo, fuck this shit." Like, I'm glad this shit.
He was just there for the paycheck.
Like pretty much. Like he didn't really. You didn't see his range because if it wasn't for like the other movie, because
his character was very bland. Because he's a vampire.
He was like Bella. I'm a vampire, Bella. And she was like, "How old are you?" And he's like, 170. But you know, the movie I saw with him.
Why can't I find this?
Was Good Time. I saw it on Amazon Prime, whatever. And dude, he plays a dude from New York who's living in New York, and he has a autistic brother, I think.
Okay.
And like they try to rob a bank, and that's all I'm gonna tell you. But he has an amazing New York accent in that.
I was gonna ask, how is his accent?
He the first opening like couple minutes, I was like, oh shit, like this dude is legit.
Okay.
So you know, he's becoming what I think could be categorized, I guess, as a character actor.
He's gonna be in Christopher Nolan's new movie.
Yes.
And that caught my attention because Christopher Nolan has only dropped bangers.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like I don't think there's one
he has,
one rotten movie that he has.
I don't remember any flop of his.
Right.
I can name all of them.
And getting back to it though, so 3 that I found was Pinging.
Forgot to talk.
Penguin, Catwoman, and Riddler.
All right.
So and
3 we've already seen, so it's just like
yes, but according to this, you know, everything is still rumors. You know, nothing's confirmed. Like, oh, we're having him, her, whatever. But also, it was rumored that it's going to be more tying into his detective side, which I like because that's another great part of Batman. You know, him being a detective. That's
the fresh take on it that I'm super excited to see.
Yeah. So you know, we'll see, man. I think we can't really judge at the moment whether or not he's going to be good or not. You know, we just have to.
I'm in.
You're in?
Like, right. be lucky that you fuckheads are even getting a Batman movie. You know what I'm saying? Like
facts. And other news as well.
Yeah, let's keep it rolling.
So
what's good on the block.
Keanu Reeves was in talks for a role in the Eternals film.
Specifically that?
That's all we really got. We don't know who, what, where.
We know Angelina's cast.
That's also not confirmed. I mean, stuff like that is like almost guaranteed confirmed. They just haven't said it yet. But I don't know, man. Keanu Reeves lately has been really like, people have been really hyping him up, like more than
my guy.
No, that was the wrong term. I like. He obviously an amazing actor. The Matrix, the John Wicks, but I feel like he's like being talked about right now more than he ever has been.
Yeah, of course, because he's relevant because of John Wick and Matrix, and recently the reveal that he's a character on that game, Cyberpunk 2077,
and the John Wick skin on Fortnite. I think that's what got people hyped.
That's how you know Keanu is solidified, bro. Like when you yo, shout out to the plane that we you know that's still a thing out here because we record.
Outdoors, always.
Outdoors in the villain corner.
Yeah, it's because, you know, JFK, LaGuardia, they're not that far
exactly,
out. Exactly,
so we're not going to pinpoint the exact location, but, you know, because of Hydra. But anyway.
He said because of Hydra.
But yeah, it's going to be lit. Like, seeing him in the MCU, like, I'm super interested in that.
Yeah, he's a great actor. And the fact that he does his own stunts, and he's just a badass.
Yeah, he's a badass. And that's also the nicest guy in Hollywood, as I hear.
I remember when you met him, bro. But yeah, so there was that. Not much real news has like broke out like that. Oh, he will direct Black Adam. If you could pronounce his name for me.
Jaume Collet-Serra sounds French.
Yeah.
So that's confirmed.
He has directed The Shallows, Unknown, and Orphan. Those are some of the movies under his belt.
So basically horror films.
Right.
Okay.
So, and I'm kind of intrigued with that because we got Aquaman with James Wan.
James Wan.
He's basically a horror film. And I know you're not fully against Aquaman, but you're not fully for it. But it was a doable movie for you.
It was a popcorn.
So,
flick.
you know, and the Rock has praised him. I think him and The Rock have worked with, or are currently working with one another on a movie right now. It might or might not.
Completely different film.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But
my
we'll
bad
see
if
how
y'all
that
hear
goes.
this. I'm eating yuca and like we out here.
Nah, we out here, bro.
All right,
we chilling.
Well, we'll go.
So what else? The Avengers game.
Oh yeah, how you feel about that?
I like that they're probably not gonna do any storyline we've seen in
it's completely
the
original.
movies. Yeah, which is nice.
Original.
I didn't like some of their designs, but I'm not gonna bitch about it like a lot of people are.
Yeah, because like people act like they're gonna be that the game is gonna be focused on the character's face the entire time. It's like, fam, like you're watching the dude from the back.
But don't get me wrong, like Thor's suit and like Cap's suit, like they take butt.
Like them?
They take butt.
Fam,
But
I pre-ordered that shit.
But like I'm pretty sure like you're gonna be able to get new gear, like.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna play
absolutely.
it, like, you know.
And they said that you're gonna be able to play that shit for years.
I'm with it.
Yeah,
that's what I buy a game for. I don't buy it to finish it in two weeks, like 2 days.
Yeah.
You know, like I spent my hard-earned money on that shit.
That ass. Like you gotta get your money's worth with the game.
But
so the Avengers game and what else?
The only real other I don't even want to. I'll briefly talk about this.
Come on.
The picture Zack Snyder put on his Vero of Darkseid for Father's Day.
Yes, I saw the picture, and that's when you guys saw the meme that we posted about it, and it's really dude, it's really unfortunate.
Oh, where Steph, right?
Yeah.
Steph was like, huh?
He's like this. He's like,
oh, he's like, what we could have got.
Yeah, but
you know, and I'm all for the Snyder cut. Release the Snyder cut. I will praise that.
It'll really hopefully redeem a film, because again, we're rooting for it because of how bad Justice League is. Right. And I could only imagine, in a bad scenario, in a bad universe.
We could talk about the Snyder cut for hours. We can make our own so that's what we'll do. We'll make our own podcast on that.
All right.
We won't even talk about it right here.
Yeah.
All we're gonna say is it had a different ending, a completely different ending, because the Flash actually went back in time. But like I said, we're not gonna get into that. If you want to know more, go on our Instagram page.
Look out for it.
Guides.
Yeah, look out for it.
But
anything else?
And probably I should have mentioned this before, but it's real quick. Josh Gad. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right.
Frozen.
Yeah, he will not be playing the Penguin. He confirmed that. He just hyped everybody up, teased it, and did his dirt. So
I don't know why y'all got
so
hyped
fuck him.
When y'all saw him. Like, people really got hyped when they saw him working out. And it's like, Penguin is fat.
Yeah, like nah, he get another role if he working out. Like
what do you think he working out for?
And then last but not least, and then we'll finally get to the topic of the day. But last but not least, the re-release of Avengers Endgame.
Yep, which just broke within the last couple of days.
Which will drop this Friday,
supposedly
June 28th.
And that's in the United States or worldwide?
I believe worldwide. Yep. Should I be the intern for this?
Yeah.
Nah, let's not even waste time. Yeah.
Look out for that shit. Y'all gonna know.
Yeah. If it's not worldwide, go on Instagram or Twitter or something. You'll find it.
I'm gonna see it again.
So don't think of it like going in there. We're like, oh, like we're gonna get completely different scenes. No, I think what they did is they added a post credit.
A new post.
No, they added a deleted scene and a post credit tribute. That's what they did.
Got you. So we're getting supposedly like 7, 8, or 9 minutes of extra footage.
Yeah.
So bringing the total runtime now to 3 hours and 7, 8, or 9 minutes.
Might as well just make it 3 hours and 10 minutes, right?
Whatever.
So yeah, it definitely just you know, they did that. They want to beat Avatar, and I love like the comments where it's like, oh, but they both owned by Disney, so like you clowns are just giving your money to Disney. It's like, shut up. Like, shut up. Like,
I feel I have the same sentiment towards people who feel away for a studio re-releasing something that was widely praised and widely.
And if people didn't know, Avatar was also released twice.
Yes, it was because I know that because I completely missed it in theaters. I'm sorry, James Cameron, but like
that's your boy too.
Yeah, that's my guy. But I remember it coming out in December, and it came out again the next summer.
Right.
And I still couldn't see it. But yeah, Avatar did it so to get to 2 billion. So
right. And if it hadn't done that, Endgame would have been past it already.
Yeah.
So
because it would have been right behind Titanic.
Right.
So whatever. Right. But yeah, we're not gonna do a re-release of our Endgame podcast. Yeah, I already saw it.
Speak for yourself. Nah.
Imagine we get together and we analyze. But since we're gonna be doing like some weekly joints for now on,
we can talk about whatever.
We'll talk about
scenes they came out like exactly. They came out with and stuff.
So we'll break that stuff down.
You think it's gonna be crazy important?
It doesn't matter, man.
It'll be talked about regardless.
You know why? Because like, but at the end of the day, we're still gonna be like, yo, we were there when that shit happened. So, you know, it's still a staple in our history.
Yeah.
Going forward, but yeah, let's get into Dark Phoenix.
All right.
The most anticipated and marketed X-Men film to date. We're gonna do the usual thing, which is, you know, give a quick summary of our thoughts, what we thought about it, and then we're gonna start breaking it down. So, go ahead, my guy. You go first.
What were we doing? What was the
our usual thing? Like you just break it, like you give what you thought, how you felt about it, and then we break it down from there.
All right. So, fun fact: I was in Spain. I was in Barcelona when I watched this.
Barcelona.
Yeah, and they had the Spanish subtitles on. Yo, subtitles are distracting.
I know. I
was
don't
just
like
paying
them.
attention to the subtitles.
Yeah.
I was getting my Spanish up. I was like, oh. But no, so for me, it was a different feel and a much different tone than all the other X-Men films. Because I felt like it was just one scene. Like, I felt the movie was just one gigantic scene, if that makes sense.
All right.
I felt like that's just the way it flowed. Like, it wasn't like, oh, let's get to beginning, middle, end. Like, no.
You just feel like it started and ended. That's it. Like, it's
right. But that's not to say it's a bad thing. Now, obviously, I have my cons, but I don't think it should be getting bashed the way people are making it out to be. Obviously, for the last X-Men film of, you know, the Fox universe.
Fox. That we know of, because we don't know what the hell's going on with New Mutants.
Yeah, that's true. But who really gives a fuck about the New Mutants?
I'm
talking about anyway. X-Men.
Yeah.
I think, to be fair to them as well, the script was different at first. But because it was originally supposed to be Skrulls at the end. Like, instead of those like random aliens that just showed up.
Nah, those aliens are called the Dabari.
The Dabari?
Yeah.
They're from the comics too, right?
Yeah, they're from the actual Dark Phoenix saga comic.
Right.
We'll get into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I can see where the hate comes from, but also I feel like a lot of people didn't go see it because of the hate it was getting from word of mouth and it bombing in the box office. But, you know, that goes for any movie that really bombs. You know, people hear it's bad, they won't go see it.
But I feel like it's different. I think it's like on another level when you're dealing with a fandom.
Yeah, especially after, you know what I think caused all this too?
What?
Just everyone knowing that these X-Men aren't going to last at all anymore.
Yeah,
like, this was the very last movie we're going to probably see any of these actors and actresses playing their roles again.
That's unfortunate.
For these characters.
Yeah.
So I think that had a lot to do with people not going to see it. They're like, you know what? Screw this. Why am I going to waste my money when the X-Men are going to join the MCU now? That's what I want to see.
All right.
But overall, I'll probably give it a 6.5
out of 10.
A 6.5 out of 10.
All right.
Because I still thought it was entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
I think Magneto is the absolute GOAT.
The GOAT.
And like I said, entertaining, fun movie to go watch. Nothing crazy, nothing like not Days of Future Past good.
Yeah, definitely not.
Not X-Men Wolverine Origins bad though.
Or X-Men Last Stand bad.
Or X-Men Last Stand. Oh, whoa, time. We'll get into that.
I'll
get into that.
But but all right. So my take on it is this was like very bland. Like it didn't really feel like the last film to me. I only knew it was the last film because during the credits I was looking up to see if there was a post credit, and it said that this is the last film, so they're not really gonna. They have no reason to tease anything going forward. So I'm like, oh, this didn't feel like the last film. This film felt like a TV episode. Honestly, it wasn't shot like one.
I guess that's what I mean by like I said,
one big scene. It felt like a long ass uncut episode.
Right, it felt like an episode.
So it was the directing was a bit shoddy because this is Simon Kinberg's first actual feature film. He's been a longtime producer and writer for X-Men.
Damn.
For all the X-Men films, like he's like,
oh, that's right.
Yeah, like Days of Future Past, that was him.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah, because like this is sort of, I guess, a passion project of his, but it didn't feel like that. At least, like, look, right. My positives of the film, like, so we could get like to breaking it down, is the positives is the acting, specifically from Magneto as usual, from James McAvoy to an extent, and Sophie Turner, who legit, like, I feel like Sansa Stark really, like,
she know how to act when she became Queen of the North.
I feel like she actually, like, kind of gave a shit compared to Jennifer Lawrence, who I absolutely adore. But J-Law, like, she didn't give a shit. Like,
she didn't. She was just sick and tired of putting on the makeup.
Like, yeah, like, she was so over this shit, and we're gonna get into why I'm pretty sure she was, like, happy to be killed off. Spoiler, right there, bang. So,
bang. Bang. What's
but
up?
But yeah, overall, like, this film was very bland, forgettable, and Magneto's the GOAT, like, to just spit some, like, stuff out there, and that's really all I could say before breaking it down. And
you know, it's already
2 out of 10 for me.
2 out of 10.
Only because of Magneto.
He was the 2 points. He salvaged them 2 points.
He salvaged those 2 points.
All right, yeah. Let's break it down then.
So let's break it down.
I know. I think this is the first time we're gonna get like.
Yeah, it's just us. So we might fight, guys. There might be a lot of cutting. So all right. So the film opens up with in 1975, which right there, like if we was like if I were to put the whole film up right here on a separate screen, I will pause it right away and be like, all right, 1975. So this X-Men timeline is confusing as shit.
Hear me out. What me and Kayla, parentheses, my girlfriend.
Shout out to Kayla.
What we did while we were in Spain, believe it or not, every time we would come back from like a night out,
y'all would catch up.
What we watched all the X-Men film besides like the solo Wolverine ones.
Okay.
And I feel like that's why I have a little bit more of an appreciation for Dark Phoenix, is because I watched them all in consecutive days, and I grew with the characters.
Okay.
I learned with the like, go back and watch, because you about to bash The Last Stand. Go back and watch X-Men's 1, 2, and then The Last Stand, and you'll be like, you know what? It's not as bad as a movie as I thought it was.
I'm not saying that Last Stand was it became like, it was, let's just say it was a good, decent film, like in the beginning and the middle. It was just that end sequence it felt like it didn't feel like up to par with the other 2 films. Like,
right. Definitely not. Because the first X-Men,
like, I feel like they just shoved the Phoenix in there and it's like, okay, like, and now Logan got to kill her. Like, it was kind of whack to me.
But if you go and you see like the character development, especially from the first and second film, because when was the last time you actually watched all the X-Men? You know,
before Days of Future Past. So I say
that's
back in 2014.
That's a while, bro.
Like
that's a long ass time. That's a long ass time.
Yeah.
So I just felt a little bit more of an appreciation. I love the whole Magneto, like, you know, he's you see where he's coming from. You're like, yo, the humans don't fuck with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Damn, what we going mad off like topic, like. So the film opens up 1975. So at this point, Jean Grey is a young girl in 1975. The first time we got introduced to her in this kind of X-Men soft reboot, I guess, was in Apocalypse. That was so good, so good.
And a lot of people didn't like it.
That shit was trash. Bro.
Oh, you were being sarcastic.
I was being sarcastic. Yeah,
So good. Yeah, it felt real, man. I'm kind of disappointed.
Apocalypse was really bad.
Really bad?
That shit was
really bad. It wasn't.
It was not good, bro.
It wasn't.
It was not good.
I at least we agree. Days of Future Past is the best X-Men film.
Absolutely.
By far.
It's Days of Future Past, part 2. No, whoa.
Logan?
Is Logan Days of Future Past?
Nah, I think I like Days of Future Past better.
Than Logan?
Just because all the characters are in that.
But whatever. So it opens up 1975, which takes place like...
You know they did that in the first film in The Last Stand too, right? They had the
they opened with a young Jean Grey.
Yeah, killing her parents by accident. She didn't kill her parents. My fault. Let me not say that. That's a bit harsh.
Nah, but they died. They got clapped, bro.
They did get clapped.
Because of her.
Yes.
But look, so we see early on that Jean Grey has powers and...
Well, false. Her mom died. Her pops did live.
Her father lived because Jean, like, bugged out because of her powers getting activated right there. And she was just like... That's what I could appreciate in the X-Men films, at least. Like, when they first find their powers out, they're, like, bugged out about it. Yeah. So I could appreciate that. But outside of that, it was just, again, just setting up the plot of the film, I guess.
So we see a young Charles Xavier.
Yeah, we see James McAvoy come through. He's not bald yet. He still has his hair.
Yeah, you're right.
In that flashback scene. But the thing is that I guess this takes place a couple years before, like maybe a year change before Days of Future Past. Yeah, because in Days of Future Past,
let me check when Days of Future Past took place.
1975, I think, or something like that.
Days of Future. There we go. Hold on. And the year no, I don't care about the 2023. Let's see. Cast. I don't care about the cast right now. I don't care about the production right now. I don't care about the music right now. The release, the reception. Oh, here we go. 1973.
Yeah, so this takes place 2 years after Days of Future Past. Right. Which means that Charles is still in a wheelchair because he got paralyzed by Magneto in the fight scene in the stadium in Days of Future Past. Wow, I remember that vividly because it was such a good film.
No, it was when he got shot in
I know, but then remember he had a serum that Beast was making for him to make him walk again.
But he just stopped taking the serum. So it wasn't caused by...
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, because it was limiting. Yeah, because it was limiting his powers. All right. So we get Charles come in and say like, "Yo, like I got you. You good? Like I'm gonna help you understand what to do with these powers." Right. I feel like that was pretty decently written. Like something again that I'm commending the film for is the acting. Like James McAvoy is amazing. Like he's gonna give you a great performance. So he told her like he gave the whole pen analogy. Like this is a pen. Like this is my pen, but
depends what you do with the pen.
Yeah, it depends. Like you can just poke somebody's eyes out with it, or you could write a poem with it. You know what I'm saying? Like you choose what to do with it. Like, and you have a gift, so you could choose what you want to do with it. And that resonated with Jean, and she grew up. And we go to present day now, and we see a NASA launch.
We're in 1992.
1992. Yeah. It didn't feel like 92, really.
What did it feel like to you?
It felt like just present day because there was no real music. Like I
see what you mean. They didn't give you the 1992 vibe.
It didn't have any real 90s vibe. It felt again like bland, like a TV show, like whatever. But
no, I mean, in the house where they were watching the launch, like you could make an argument like, oh yeah,
all right,
like,
because of a TV, yeah, fine, but it still didn't like, dude.
Imagine they just flat out had like a brand new Vizio Plasma, just 4K.
But like in Days of Future Past, you could tell it's the 70s because of what Logan was wearing.
Oh, when he woke up,
exactly, the music, the look of the
Days of Future Past.
Brian Singer. I think it's Bryan Singer. I think it might be Bryan Singer.
Yes, Bryan Singer produced, directed.
Yeah, along with Simon Kinberg, who wrote it.
He produced and story. Yep.
So like it didn't feel like that. It didn't have that vibe with it. So I was already kind of like, oh. Okay,
so, but you know what I like? That so this is the next scene. Kind of, you saw like they were stuck up there, right? Like the
Oh yeah, yeah. So the
astronauts.
NASA launch because of a solar flare.
Why is that such a big deal?
No, all right. My issue with that part was like the stakes didn't. I guess because they didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
I understand that part, but then like when the X-Men were approaching it, like they were like, oh, it's a solar flare. I don't know. It just again, it didn't feel like, it felt kind of empty, that action scene, because like again, I'm not as invested as you were,
right,
because of the thing. So I'm just like, all right, Sansa's gonna be fine. Like she's gonna die right here. Like I know she's gonna be okay. But then like,
oh, okay, I see what you mean.
But then we got a really cool Quicksilver scene out of it. You know what I'm saying?
The only real time he was in the movie, which was kind of annoying.
He got clapped though by her in the later scene, but we'll get to that. But
so what I wanted to say with that, what did I want to say with that actually? Oh, so I love how the relationship between mutants and humans were kind of mended.
Yes,
right, because the president, he called them up, was like, hey, do you mind sending the X-Men?
Yeah. That was really dope. That was really
dope.
Because
like I said, I feel like this is why I appreciate it a little more than you do as well. From previously watching the other films,
Days of Future Past, like the Mystique saved the president, basically.
Right, and not only that, just to constantly see, because if you think about it, the only main plots the X-Men films have been about
the relations with
humans.
with regular.
So it's like to see, it's like, oh, for the first time we actually get it, like, you know, they're working hand in hand. The president's like, hey, we can use these mutants for situations like this, for example. So then they go up. I will say their costumes, their cosplay was trash.
Oh, you didn't like the costumes at all?
I didn't like them.
I didn't like again, it was bland. It was just like
that was very, very bland.
Like
very bland.
Like I get that they were trying to go with the old like 60s.
I love their suits.
With the X.
Days of Future Past.
Dude, Wolverine's suit in Days of Future Past, it was cool. But whatever.
Yo, should we just do a Days of Future Past review?
No, just watch it again. But yeah, so
not right now. We're just
so Jean, she's like, oh, I could stop. I could hold it together. Like I just got to get out there. So
this
Kurt
was
takes
dope,
her out there.
Kurt using his powers the way he was.
So
Quicksilver using it the way he was. You know, I feel like they were all utilizing their powers very well. We saw them as a team, and it was kind of like, the weird thing for me too is like Mystique like kind of leading.
No, but she, again, that's kind of established. It
was
established.
It was just weird because watching the other films and seeing her ties with Magneto and her always being
her
like
bond with
sort
Magneto.
of the villain role.
Yeah, got you. Yeah, I really never understood why she would. I understand now why she would be a villain, because of how she was perceived by the public and all that, because she's blue and all that.
Right.
Whatever. But yeah, so the Phoenix Force gets like drawn right into Sansa.
She goes into a fetal position and there's
like that just goes on right out, and I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. All right, so yeah, where were we?
You were gonna dive into the next scene, I believe.
All right, so the next scene is they bring Jean back in, and she's like, oh, I'm okay. And another thing that I wasn't really sold on was her and Cyclops' relationship, because we didn't really get a lot of screen time with them in Apocalypse when she got introduced. And we just have to like kind of accept like, yeah, they're in love, and like we have to feel for them. And I kind of did it.
We already got it in when they were older.
I know, but
because then I feel like if they did that again, it would just be like so repetitive. The first one's up younger. No,
it's still. I feel like it's still ideal for the team, because especially from the animated series, because that's where all my information on X-Men comes from the 90s. That's why I'm gonna rewatch that shit. I really want to watch that. Hopefully it's available on Disney Plus. Like they put that on there because they bought Fox.
Everything needs to be on there. I don't care.
But their relationship is really integral to the team, and like, because Cyclops is the leader, and then Jean is also the most powerful one out of all of them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like they have like that respect like factor with them. So
right.
I just feel like with them being younger, it would be a bit more
necessary,
I feel like,
in a way.
No, I feel like it would be more important to the story, because we just got him feeling like sad that she died. No, we got him feeling sad because of what she did to Raven, but also it's kind of like it's just not convincing, because I think the chemistry he has with Sansa is just like
okay.
It's just kind of meh. Like
you didn't feel it in Apocalypse either?
No, even when they first started flirting and stuff, I'm just like it doesn't connect like how two other characters like Tony and Pepper like that chemistry, how they play off each other.
Right.
Like I don't feel it with these two actors. I don't know why. It just doesn't work for me. But he's worried about that, so they come back. Hank starts running some tests on her.
Right.
She's fine. Like it's like over 9,000 her power level. Like she's
feeling better than ever.
Yeah. So she's like she's basically an Omega level mutant, and now they're concerned. Like for example, Raven is concerned with like putting everybody at risk for doing that. So she argues.
She presses Charles.
Yeah, she presses Charles about that.
Bald-headed Charles.
Yeah, bum ass, looking like a thumb. But
looking like a thumb.
But we get that, and then even that scene.
You didn't like that chemistry?
No. Jennifer Lawrence doesn't give a shit anymore. Like her delivery there was literally just like, I feel like she wasn't in character. I literally feel like she was just reading lines off, and she's amazing. And like
that feminist line was very, very cringe. Very, very cringe.
You know why it was cringe? Because
it was so.
She said, I think in Days of Future Past. No, I think in Apocalypse she said, like, you're not like mutants, you're X-Men.
Yeah, right.
So like,
that's just the title. She was like, "Oh, the women are constantly saving your ass. It should be called X-Women."
Again, we're not being misogynistic because she said that. We're just like, again, it feels forced and shoehorned. It's
so forced.
Like the movie is trying to be something it's not, and I'm here to tell that to Simon Kinberg because, bro, like, we understand.
He might fight you when he comes on a podcast. That's what
I want the smoke.
You want the smoke with him?
I'm swinging.
Not if he swing first. He gonna knock your ass out.
Psych. But yeah, like even that delivery there, like they try to set up now the conflict and make Charles to be the asshole for him, like kind of fucking with her memory and stuff. But like the thing again, even there, like them trying to make him look like the asshole, I'm just like, he has a reason to do it. I understand his motive in doing it. But again, it's just how it played out to me. It was just like TV episode-ish. Like, oh, I'm going to argue with you because I didn't like what you did there. And I'm just like, ah.
I mean, bro, like, it had consequences, though.
No, of course it had consequences.
It essentially got Raven killed.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what we're going to go into next.
Yeah.
When she like wanted to leave because she blacked out when everybody was in that bonfire outside. That
party, they was sipping lean.
Yeah, they were like,
how'd you feel about that? Yo, they're being kids.
No, I didn't care about that. Like, whatever. But it was just like I don't know what mutant that was like dancing and like I was just like, what is this?
Oh, the starfire, like yeah.
What is, like I literally went into my seat like this. I'm like, what is this? Like, what are we watching right now?
Yeah,
and then
she the life of the party, the light of the party.
You are standing on that fox ledge, bro, and I don't know if you're playing or not.
I mean, I feel like why do you see a problem with that? Like, what is the issue with that?
No. It didn't take me out the movie. It was just like I'm like,
you just kind of like, why is that necessary?
Yeah, like it's just like unnecessary, whatever. But it's just a little nitpick, whatever. But we get her like seeing the fire, the sparking of the bonfire and stuff, and then like her freaking out, bugging out, and then like she basically claps everybody. She knocks people out.
That wave. Oh, and at the same time we have that scene with
Jessica Chastain's character what?
My fault. With Hank and Raven.
Oh, telling him like, we should leave. We want to move on.
Like, we already did what we had to do for Charles.
And then he convinces her to stay for to look after the team and all that because you're important to the team and all that. But then we also got the Jessica Chastain.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming because I like you said before. I'll agree. What? I feel like they didn't market this shit.
Or, you know why? Because they felt. Because it's been in development hell as well. It was supposed to drop in 2016. This
bro, the whole third act
was reshot. Yeah. We'll get into what happened there too. But like, I obviously didn't see the trailer for it. But even when I watched what was going on, the Bari aliens came through. They looked like basically Groot and an alien mixed together.
Hold on, pause.
What's up?
Why did they have to kill the dog though? That shit got me tight.
Oh, they killed the dog? I don't even remember that.
He didn't show up afterwards.
I don't know. Well, that's fucked up.
He stopped barking. Why would he stop barking?
Simon Kinberg, you an asshole for that.
Yeah, bro.
But
nah. Yo, I'm done talking about it.
We done?
Killed the dog.
Well, that's it, guys.
Thank you for watching.
But yeah, we see the Groot aliens come through.
So you wasn't fucking with them?
Nah.
Why?
Bro, you know why? Because there was no... The motivation was trash. Because the film...
Their motivation?
No, I'm saying
Oh.
like the way that they try to make him out to be the villain is just like, don't care. Don't care at all. I literally don't give a shit at all. Like, again, I wasn't offended by anything going on. It was just very like this is supposed to be a last film and it didn't feel like a finale. Like, this didn't feel like a villain that was being built up to.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Apocalypse should have felt like this.
I didn't go into it. No, false. That's false. Let me not lie on camera. I did go into it. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a finale, but I didn't go in with high expectations because of that. Because I knew people were gonna get upset.
Yeah, but I had no expectations for it. Like, for every film I'm going into.
Even though their reasoning was very bland and simple, not bland and simple. It's just like, hey, like, we need the Phoenix Force to start a new Earth. Like, we need that. That's powerful.
Yeah, I get it.
Right.
That's fine. But the thing is that her villain, Jessica Chastain, who played Vuk of the Dabari,
right.
I was just like, this is called Dark Phoenix, and she just takes the power from her, and now she's like. The complexity that is the Dark Phoenix saga, I feel like, was extremely let down here. Like,
okay.
I feel like the plot wasn't complex enough for it to be compelling. Like, because again, the Dark Phoenix, like, she was feeling guilty for killing Raven, but yeah, like, I just feel like when that guilt that she felt and all that. See, the thing is that Sansa played the shit out of this role. Like, okay. I was convinced that she actually felt bad and stuff about her killing her mother and how the guilt she felt behind it and stuff, and like her going wild and all that, because that again is a layer of the Dark Phoenix, that she has this ticking time bomb inside of her that she can't control. Yeah. But also there's more layers to it that I just feel like wasn't explored as much. Right. So in the scene where she kills Raven, that caught me off guard. But then also in watching the trailer after I saw the film, it's mad obvious that she dies. So marketing team, you're fired.
Nah, that's facts. I don't know why they would even, like, that would have caught a lot of people by surprise. Because like you said, you don't watch trailers, so it caught you by surprise. If they never added that, it would have caught like, oh.
Yeah, when that shit happened, my girl was done with the movie, because her favorite X-Men is Mystique. So she was like, I'm done. Like, I don't care what happens after this. She was dead as tight.
That's bold though. That's a bold move.
No, it is a bold move, but also I felt nothing. I was like, oh shit, she got clapped. But I didn't feel like how when Loki got killed, I didn't feel like how when Heimdall got killed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't hit me. You know what I'm saying?
Like, damn.
Like, damn, this dude really got clapped. But
I think a lot of it also has to do with just the acting, like changing the actors. You know, I know you say you love Jennifer Lawrence.
We feel taken out of it.
Right, because we've only seen her in 3 movies. You know? Yeah. Oh, well, 4.
Yeah, so Days of Future Past.
X-Men
First Class, Apocalypse.
That's a lot of movies,
Dark
actually,
Phoenix.
for her to be in.
But
that's more than the original.
You're right, but the thing is that we're still... She didn't have that kind of
She's not the OG Mystique, right? Like,
but even with the OG
did.
Mystique, I didn't fuck with her like that.
Nah?
She was cool and all, like, she had cool scenes.
Like, what's up? I'll dap you up, but...
Yeah, like, I'll dap you up.
I ain't hugging you.
Exactly. You get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, like... So... I feel more connected with Magneto out of everybody. Right. Throughout this entire, like, soft reboot franchise.
Yes.
And we're going to get into that
next. The scene where they killed his family in Apocalypse, felt that.
That's the best part of the film.
Felt that.
That's the best part of the film.
Because then he just said, all right, I'm done with y'all. Just...
Like... Because see, now we're going off track, but
my fault.
No, it's cool.
No apocalypse.
But no, I just want to point out that in Apocalypse, that the section or the parts of Apocalypse that involve that, like, Magneto solo, felt like a completely different film. The way it was shot and all, like, it just amazing.
You're right.
But anyway, now Jean, after killing Raven, she just does the Superman, like, that made me laugh, to be honest. Yeah. When she would just dip like that.
Well, let's talk about that real quick. Because that's where we find out that she goes and sees her dad. And that's what kind of ignites.
No, this is after she saw her dad.
Yeah, we shouldn't talk about her seeing her dad, though.
Oh,
that's a pretty big scene.
Yeah, that was
So like
impacted to the story,
right? Because she was chilling.
Yeah.
So she needed something, like she didn't know what was going on.
She needed closure.
And then her noticing the photos, and she's not in any of them.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, "Yo, like." Then that's when the Phoenix
You
kicks
never look
in.
for. Yeah, you never look for
like,
me.
was good. Like,
yeah.
Like, you think I'm pussy or something? Like, why you ain't come looking for me?
I heard that was like, yo, Gene, chill.
Yeah, bucket. So, yeah. And then that, okay, I don't know if you agree with me on this, but
What?
I think the dad was very harsh. I think it's like, but I did see where he was coming from.
Yeah, because if you find out your kid is a mutant and she just basically was
in
the
a time
reason.
where in a time where mutants are very not welcome.
Exactly. So like,
he literally said it. He's like, she was the love of my life.
my whole world died.
Right.
That's
and like
harsh,
that
yeah.
included you. I was just like, boy, you about to get
clapped,
washed.
Yep.
And then the X-Men show up, and then that's where. Oh no! Wait, we discovered that what Charles said to the dad. Oh, she realized that he didn't love her because she was like, no, to get her away. Like that's why Charles. Took her
he's
in.
like, oh, you'll take her, right? Like I don't know what to do with her. Like, and it's understandable. I guess as a parent, I'm not a parent, so I wouldn't know, and neither is he.
You got something to say? Like
no, I don't have kids, but I'm just saying that I would like I could empathize. I can't sympathize, but I can empathize and be like, yo, my kid is a mutant. I have no idea what to do, but this dude is here telling me, who was also a mutant, saying like he could hold it down. But the thing that was fucked up is that he never like maintained a relationship. At least like if she's at least in the school for the gifted,
you show up,
like you show up, you
face.
see her, like like have a relationship. But since he kind of like alienated himself,
that's what Charles had to do. What he did, he had to put that memory in a box, turn the key, throw it out.
See ya.
But the Phoenix Force inside of her grabbed the key from out of nowhere, unlocked the box,
and was just like, yo, you killed your mom. Feel guilty. Feel shitty.
Right. X-Men show up. Raven gets... No. Before Raven gets clapped, Quicksilver gets clapped.
Yo, he gets
all of them were getting clapped.
Yep.
All of them were getting clapped.
He gets smoked, man.
And this brought me back to The Last Stand in the scene where Charles Xavier dies in the house.
Yeah. Wow, that was the original snap, bro.
Yeah. He got dusted.
Yo.
Kevin Feige was like, yo, do y'all mind if I use this for one of my future films I got going on? But nah. So it was watch The Last Stand. Like try
No?
Okay. I'm about to fight you, bro.
A word?
You're getting me tight. Watch The Last Stand and then watch Dark Phoenix, and you'll see like kind of the little
kind of remakes of each other.
Yes.
Minus the whole Last Stand part.
Just a few little details here and there, like obviously to change the plot and for it not to be an exact replica.
Yeah.
But you see a lot of like you can make a lot of comparisons. You see a lot of similarities.
Yeah, in terms of like the thing
not
that's
the plot, definitely not the plot, but some scenes are almost identical, like I said, that scene where she shows
especially
up
like in the neighborhood
to the house, the neighborhood just looks like they shot it in the exact same place as they did last time.
I got you there.
So, yeah,
but something a little error in continuity that I saw. She used the Phoenix Force to kill Apocalypse, but in this film, she has the Phoenix Force drawn into her.
Well, no. She always has the Phoenix Force. She is Phoenix. The Phoenix Force, like.
Oh, so you're telling me that in that universe, Phoenix. All right. So you're telling me that in that, I guess in this iteration of the X-Men, she already has like that power, like hidden deep inside of her. It just had to get activated.
Right.
So the cosmic. So you're telling me that the Phoenix Force that was out of space,
remember,
or the solar flare activated.
I'm pretty sure that's what Charles was referring to. He's like, she's very powerful. Like, and if I didn't lock that portion of her mind away, that power would have came out.
All right.
So
still, again, if I feel like if this
I know what you mean.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying, that the film falls short. Like it didn't elaborate on it enough for us to be like,
oh
yeah, because like imagine, all right, picture this, a better version of the film. Like I know we stopping and going, but follow me. Imagine if it was more like Magneto being interested in how powerful she is.
Yo.
Charles like kind of pulling back at her. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like how Iron Man and Captain America were in Civil War with Spider-Man. Like, yo, come to my side. Like kind of like that. And then you also have Vuk, who's trying to get the power. If the plot was all of them trying to like manipulate her and be like, no, like use the power for this, use the power for this, that would have been way more compelling and complex than what the fuck we got here.
Right.
So moving on to the next scene.
That's what that she flies up. You hated it.
Yeah, she fly. That shit. Like,
went
again,
to
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it, guys. It just looked funny. That's all. Like
But they put the Superman theme.
Oh yeah, some Man of Steel shit. Like
she was like this. She's like, I'm out.
Bruh, but
we had that scene of her crying, like kind of.
that was really cool. That's what I'm saying. Like her, like trying to rub the blood off.
Why
like,
would I do that?
Yeah, like I love that. That was actually something that I love. But then, of course, when we see my guy Magneto, Michael Fassbender,
we get because she goes there like to the refugee
to his island, which is actual from the comics, and I think that's a cool way for MCU. Genosha, yes. Genosha, the island that Magneto resides, the Brotherhood of Mutants that they're called.
Right.
And
we got to remember the cops showed up.
When they were back at her, like in the neighborhood of her father's after
and Vuk and the other, what do they call it?
Alien Groots, the
Dabari. The alien Groots. They went to the crime scene, pretend like they was FBI, all that.
And that was kind of bullshit too, because it's like, I need you to tell me everything. And he's just like, who are you supposed to be? And like completely dubbed the question, and then just like made his stomach get sucked in.
I mean, you gotta understand, like they're not there to act like humans. Like, yo, we came to get what
I know
we need.
they're not. I know they have a vision in terms of what they want to do, but like again, the villain didn't feel like, oh shit, like I'm worried about this character. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel anything. Like the only guy I was rooting for, like to stay alive, was Magneto. And then after that was Charles, as long as they were good. But yeah, so we get
just to make a point.
What's up?
That was probably Quicksilver's last scene. Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I think because he got carried off the
she
the ship because she fucked him up, and you didn't see him for the rest of the movie, which is like we could have used like a final like Quicksilver moment, like
the justice that they did him in Days of Future
Past and Apocalypse. Like we got some cool stuff from him. Yeah, that was really cool. But again.
Whatever. So she goes to see Eric Lensha in his refugee camp for mutants, and everyone's working. So they're like, "What are you doing here?" They're kind of tight. And then we see him like a boss, like let her go, let her pass.
And then
you think after her, he's the strongest mutant that we've seen in the.
Well, again, his powers are limited. He's like telekinetic,
but it's like
but his beast, but is limited. You know why?
Like
because
you have a little more iron in your system, and it's over. That's why every time Wolverine fought him, I'm like, oh, it's about to be asshole.
But the thing is that I feel like he falls right. I feel like it's Jean, Charles, and then Magneto, in that order because
Charles is tough.
Exactly.
So he's kind of questioning her, like, whose blood is that?
Yeah, and I like that how they kept that consistent in that,
because. The
relationship with him and Raven was serious. Like so
she's not trying to tell him.
Exactly.
She's like, yo, help me. Like, I don't know.
And he's like, yeah, we'll help you.
Whose blood is that?
He's like, I've killed people. I've fucked up. I've done some bad shit. But
that scene was though, because she was like, what made you stop? And he's like, he wouldn't feel any better about himself by killing people.
Yeah, exactly.
So he stopped. And Michael if there's one person that they should keep, it's him for Magneto.
And Charles too, man. And Michael and James McAvoy.
Yeah,
like Michael Fassbender is such a
he go with the accents.
Yo, like I mean I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. I know it's Fassbender. I know it's not Fassbender, but that was such a great scene in terms of acting from him. Sansa was just whatever. Like she was a bit iffy there, but the acting there was solid from him.
It was.
But again,
from
whose blood is that, bro?
Yeah.
Whose blood is that?
Title? Is that the official title?
I guess
whose blood is that? Not Sansa's. So then that's when the military comes.
Yeah, the military shows up.
I love how he's just like, this is legal. Like, I ain't do shit.
Yeah, he's like, nah.
They're like, we're not here for...
We're not here for you.
Oh, I love that scene, though, because then it was the helicopter. He's like, the U.S. military guy's like, make it stop. He's like, it's not me.
It's not me.
And then they have that ongoing battle where he's trying to control it.
He beat her, bro.
He beat her. That's like I said, bro.
Fuck out of here, Gene.
bro. But like, it hurt him. Like, it took a lot out of him to beat her.
Again, great acting from Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
Like, he was just like,
he's like, get on, go, like leave, like. Imagine it was all the setup.
Yeah,
he's like, I bet we got them out of here. Like, yeah, like we did that. We did that shit smooth.
Again,
he's like, get out.
Yeah,
he's like, you need to leave.
He casts her out now, and now she feels completely alienated.
Yeah, she has nobody.
So now, I forgot where she was. Where Vuk showed up.
Where? I'm trying to remember.
I don't even remember. I don't remember how they met.
Huh. That's interesting.
Wow, Matt remembers so much.
I think they just met, bro. I think they just like, yo. But
you probably saw her like, yo, what's good?
You gotta remember though.
Probably when she was in the mall shopping for that red trench coat she got out of nowhere.
That's funny. I'll appreciate that one.
Come on, bro.
I'll give you that one, bro. I'll give you that one. I dapped him up for those that are listening.
You was kind of slow on the dap, so.
But mentioning what you just said, like she felt like she had nobody. You gotta remember, before they went to that party, like we reversing it. Time stone. With Cyclops, remember he was like, I'll always like be by your side. I'll always have your back.
Yeah. No, he said, remember you promised. You always come back to me.
Oh,
Pendejo. Fam, I didn't believe him for nothing,
like, yo,
bro.
Chill. Before you wash me, like I need a little bit of the boom boom.
Nah,
like
he's
still
was,
a virgin, bro.
To me, Cyclops was so pussy in this. Like, nah, don't get me wrong. He was
even use his powers. Only when he
was shooting stuff.
He was choo, choo, choo.
Yeah, whatever, bro.
Right, hold up. All right, so they meet somehow, whatever way they met.
However they met.
And then she straight up tells her, right? Vuk straight up tells her, yeah, you got possessed by the cosmic power. And then she explains how it all happened to her home planet. Like, it wiped her home planet out. And then while she's explaining that, at the same time, Hank goes up to Charles, and obviously they start beefing because he's tight.
Fam, I love that. He goes, Charles, you can't do this. You need to listen to me. We need to work together and stuff. And he's like, it always ends with a speech. Nobody cares. And he got the black Magneto mask.
Nah, that wasn't that part yet, though.
He had the mask on when he showed up in New York.
Bro, we're not in New York yet.
Oh.
Simultaneously, as she meets Vuk, and bum-ass Vuk is like, yo, this destroyed our home planet.
Okay.
And it's destroyed everything.
Oh, Hank comes through to visit Magneto, and he tells him.
They're like, oh, a drink. And then he's like, nah.
You talking about Charles?
Yeah, they were just sitting in the mansion.
So, yeah, Hank is like sulking because this is after the...
Because that was his bae, low-key.
Yeah, after Raven's funeral.
Yo, you know what I remember that I completely like.
She friend-zoned the shit out of him.
Nah, like she smashed, like her and Magneto smashed.
Yeah, and then she got with Hank
in first class.
Yeah, in first class.
Nah, but she never got with Hank. They never did.
But it was still a thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, you with her? Like I ain't with her, but we got a thing. Like like.
So is that your girl or not?
Nah, but like you see,
gassing it. But yeah, but he's like in his feelings about it. This was like probably the worst directed scene of the film.
Why is that?
Because of the reverse shot. Like it felt like a TV episode. Like I talk, okay, then you talk. Like it didn't feel natural. Like it didn't feel like there was any. It didn't feel like they knew how to handle the scene. Again, great acting from James McAvoy, but Nicholas Hoult, Hank, it was kind of iffy when he was just like, it was your fault. You killed me. I'm just like,
it was your fault. You did this, Charles.
Whose blood is that?
That's definitely the title. Whose blood is that?
But yeah, like,
so yeah, then he goes to Magneto.
Yeah, but there they try to make Charles be like an OD asshole, and I'm like, I'm still not convinced at that point.
I can slightly agree with you, but like I can see where they were going with that too.
Yeah, I see where they were going, but it was just
because in The Last Stand they didn't make Charles out to be the asshole at all. Like they were like
but I don't know if that timeline is consistent with what happens in this.
No. I'm just saying.
Oh, you're just comparing.
I'm just comparing.
Okay, right.
Like it wasn't like yeah, they were a little iffy. Like yo, like why'd you do that? And he told them because she has a strong being in her. If I don't block it, like we all would have been done by now.
All right.
You know, so it's like But Beast was only doing that, and then he was like, just admit it, like you were wrong, just admit you're wrong. And then so then he joins Magneto. He goes to the
and he breaks
camp.
the news. Fam, I thought that when he told him, I thought Magneto was gonna touch the helicopter that was down there, and like just crumble it to like a little piece of metal. I thought he was just gonna go and just do that, but his reaction was pretty like oh, like if you, like he was like, if I find her, I'll kill her. And then Hank is like, I know, good, kill that bitch. Like say, hold up.
Yeah, facts.
And then now we see the alliance with him and Magneto, which is okay, cool. But then we see the black mask come out. I mean, the black helmet. That shit was fucking fire, bro.
Fire.
That shit was amazing.
And then that scene you wwas talking about, I was like, there's always a speech. Nobody cares anymore.
Charles is like, Eric, please listen to me. We have to work together. There's always a speech. All the bullshit.
It's Team Charles, right? So we got Charles, Cyclops,
Storm, Nightcrawler. And then versus Magneto.
Team Mag.
Team Mag is
Team X versus Team Mag.
Magneto, Beast.
Oh, and then
and Omega. I think that's Omega Red.
Is it?
I think that's probably Omega Red because it's not Slipknot. Shout out to Suicide Squad for giving that guy an entrance and an exit in the same scene, bro. That's just fucking crazy.
Yo, they said
blew his head right off. He was like, see ya, boom. All right, but yeah, I think that's Omega Red. I think that's used because Omega Red in the TV show and in the comics, like,
and he has one other.
He has these
right?
adamantium dreadlocks.
One other dude. Oh no, the shorty.
Yeah, the shorty, but I don't know.
You didn't care much for her either?
I don't even know who she was. Whatever. but yeah, we get that fight.
That was, you can't front. That was a dope fight scene in New York.
It was I guess slightly entertaining.
What do you mean what was not entertaining about it?
Fam, the only cool part about that was when Eric got inside and like took the banister from the staircase. But yeah, that part where
so you think that's the only cool part about that scene.
No, that's
not Nightcrawler using his powers.
It would that was again. Anytime Nightcrawler was cool, that's fine. I'm entertained by that.
Hold on, what's about the scene where remember Charles was like, "You can do anything you set your mind to." She's like, "Word."
Like, so stand. She was like, "So stand up and walk to me."
I was like. He was like, yo, chill, you wild. That's the definition of like, yo, chill, you're wildin'. Like,
yo, Sansa was bugging out.
She was like, bring that ass here, boy.
Nah, but that was honestly really stupid. That looked mad goofy, bro. I don't know, bro. That just I was just laughing. Like I was supposed to be like, oh shit, this is fucked up. Yo. But instead I was like this in my seat, like but
and he was there with Cyclops, right?
No, I think he got knocked out. He got knocked out outside, I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because then he comes later and then zaps Vuk. He's like, oh, pew, done.
When she's like hugging her and getting all the Phoenix Force.
Oh, yeah, because he's like, hit her. You didn't like that either? What was wrong with that?
You know why? Because it took the plot away. Like, it took the focus of the whole Phoenix thing away from Jean.
Right. But you can't front. Like, she didn't want it. She's like, yo, you gotta appreciate at least the fact that she's like, yo, take this from me because this is causing me so much pain.
I understand that she didn't want to be like that and feel all powerful and guilty and all that at the same time. But also, I rather see her struggling with the new power that she has and trying to figure out a way to deal with it herself instead of just going, all right, plot device. Luckily there's a villain that we're supposed to care about, but it's not that compelling, so whatever. Hug me.
Alright, moral of it all, it didn't happen. She didn't take it.
She didn't.
She had some of it.
Yeah, it was like in LimeWire when like a song you downloaded is like at 89%.
But you can still listen to like the beginning of it.
Yeah, but then like it gets like the connection gets dropped or some shit, so it didn't download all the way.
You're like, damn.
So, yeah, because Scott came in and was just like, pew! And Jessica Chastain got knocked out, and then they left.
Well, yeah.
No, they got caught.
Yeah, they all got caught.
The government came through.
But at this point, since Jean doesn't have the full Phoenix like force, like she's kind of herself.
Yeah.
It's not like it'll take over her. She can kind of control it.
And they have her in a separate train cart And this is, oh my gosh.
Oh wait, but we gotta remember
boring.
the reason he convinced her to like
Relax.
was for her to read his memories, right? Remember that? Like, and that allowed her personality to resurface, which is pretty cool.
Again, it
It's
worked
using
for
their
the story,
powers.
it moved it along. Okay, now we get to the part of the film, which is the last act.
That was before they hugged and she took it away.
This is the last act of the film, which was completely reshot. Simon Kinberg like basically brought this.
And homeboy that plays Cyclops, Ty Sheridan, he confirmed that it was supposed to be Skrulls instead of the bum ass Groots.
Dabari.
The
fucking the dubs. Fucking trash, bro. I don't care about them at all. But yeah. So we get that. We get the train scene now. That was actually the most entertaining part of the entire film because
I can agree with that.
Because it was like it became a whole different movie. You know why? Because
it was reshot.
It was reshot and done over again. And
they're like, yo, let's at least make this somewhat good.
And I like again I feel like everybody utilized their powers pretty well here. Storm.
You know what? Like I kind of like, but it was weird at the same time.
What?
The whole relationship Nightcrawler had with that guard, because it's like, remember, like the guard, like he had a son, and like he died. He's like, please don't die, please don't die, please don't die. And then the guard died, and Nightcrawler went beast. He was like, nah, I'm gonna violate them right now.
Yeah, but how am I completely forgot that happened.
Right, because it's just like, what was the real point of that?
That was like, again, you're setting something up that I don't. Again, the film, even in that last train scene, it didn't feel like, oh shit, like this is the end, like this is gonna end crazy. Like it didn't feel like that, bro, at all. Like you gotta agree, like it didn't feel like the
like
end.
I said, like it was.
Endgame felt like the end.
Come on, how are you going to compare those two? Bro,
because this is supposedly the final X-Men film for Fox.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I wasn't like, you gotta understand, it was X-Men Dark Phoenix. I was not expecting.
Actually, it was just called Dark Phoenix.
Nah, it's X-Men Dark Phoenix.
No, it's called just Dark Phoenix. I promise you that. Bet money right now, I'll fight you.
It's both. Dark Phoenix, also known as X-Men Dark Phoenix.
What is it known as? What is it shown on when you look up for tickets?
Bro, Dark Phoenix.
But
sorry, you not feeling it, but whatever.
All right, so the train scene,
they're all locked up. All the mutants are locked up.
Yeah, all the mutants are locked up, and like
I'm locked
Vuk and her Groot aliens are on their way. The Dabari on their way to the train. They're jumping on the train and shit. Ooh, the stakes are so high. So Eric goes, "Yo, let us go. Like y'all need us."
Yeah, they're like, not a chance.
They're like, not a chance. Shut up.
We got this.
Generic guard who's not gonna get royalties for the rest of his life for saying that. So yeah, so like, let us go. No, all right, whatever. And then the Bari start jumping on the train. They start attacking the guards. And then they're like, fine. They finally get released. Nightcrawler starts clapping.
Yeah. Well, that was the guard that released him was the one that's just like, I have a son.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. Oh, my son was a fan of you.
Right.
Yeah,
that guy.
Yeah, that guy. Right now,
now you remember.
Yeah.
So what'd you think? Still just like blah, like whatever.
I don't care.
Right. I can agree with that.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I don't care, bro. Fuck your son.
Michael Jordan. Fuck them kids. Yeah.
But yeah. That happened, and it was just okay.
And then we get to the GOAT. Well, before we get to
that,
well, we can't. All right, we gotta remember, Freddy is still the GOAT from Shazam.
Yo, shout out to Freddy who's right here with us. I forgot to mention that. Like, homeboy's been here there the whole time.
Facts. All right, so the other GOAT, Magneto. Before we get to him, Charles, Scott, and Jean. So Jean's knocked out at this point, right?
No, she's not knocked out. She's still like.
Oh, she's locked up.
Yeah, she's locked up.
She also got locked up. That's right. Yeah. So they go to her place. They go to her place, her little crib.
Yeah.
And they're protecting her at all costs. And then the GOAT. So whatever. Storm's doing her thing. Nightcrawler's doing her thing. The other mutants are doing their thing. And then Magneto.
Dude, Vuk gets on the train, starts walking towards him, and he just goes like, he just stands there. He don't move his hands.
Nothing.
All the guns just stands right there, and all the guns just start lining up. I'm like, yo, Magneto is the GOAT, bro.
He's a beast, bro.
And she just starts getting him.
She doing the shimmy. She doing the shimmy.
Whose
Like,
blood is that?
Hey,
Whose blood is that?
who blood that? Who blood that?
But yeah, she starts getting clapped, but clearly they're like regenerating because it's just bullets that are made by humans. Like they're okay, whatever. So then that happens.
Don't tell me you find a fault in that.
No, it's just it again. I didn't care. Like it was cool to seeing the effects happen and stuff because of Magneto and all that.
But I feel like I understand, like, but your I don't care and my I don't care are two different things. It's like
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, it's like, all right, like, yeah, I don't care that they get hit by bullets. They're aliens. It's not gonna do nothing to them.
No. I don't care. I don't. The thing is that that scene did a lot for me and didn't do a lot for me at the same time. Mainly because of Magneto, the GOAT, but also because, like, I know nothing about this villain to be like, oh, that doesn't affect them. Oh, the stakes aren't. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. That like, there's no like, oh shit, like the Dabari, like this is something that was never teased.
the dub.
Yeah, the dubs, like. Like that's why I like when that whole sequence, I'm like, everything's gonna be fine. Like, and then we go on.
And not at one point did you think Magneto was gonna get clapped?
No, you know why? Because after Raven died, I'm like, all right,
they're not gonna kill anymore.
Yeah, I'm like, clearly,
unless it's
Jean. Exactly, unless it's Jean who sacrifices herself like she does in the comics. But even still, I'm like, like, eventually, like, I started doing this towards the end of the film because I'm like, all right, wrap it up. Like, nothing else has impressed me besides that Magneto thing.
Yeah, but then but that wasn't even his most best moment. It's like that, and like what I think she low key, obviously she low key fucks him up.
Mm-hmm.
But then when he's fighting the other ones all by himself,
yeah,
where he's just like boom here,
yep.
shard here,
yeah,
dudes start getting closer. He's like, say less. The shard that's in you already, I'm gonna turn that. And I'm gonna go up here, and he just started.
I think he chopped one of their heads off. I think, right?
I don't know what, bro.
Don't remember,
and that happened after like his one of his farm workers died. Remember,
one of the mutants. Yeah, she got clapped.
The farm worker.
But
one of the farmies.
But yeah, and then Jean was able to protect everybody when the trains were crashing. When she got up and out.
Well, and the Cyclops had his scene of protecting her. Storm was, doing
Storm stuff. Yeah. Fam, I can't wait for the X-Men to come into the MCU, bro. For us to not speak so disrespectfully about these beloved characters. But
they will clap the Avengers.
The X-Men?
Yeah.
I think so. On a terms of power level, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the mutants are freed from the restraints to combat I'm reading, hold on. Xavier confers with Jean within his mind, allows Jean's personality to gain control of the force within her.
All right,
so that happened.
So now Xavier, they get confronted with Vuk. With Vuk.
Yeah, she saves the ensuing train wreck, and then brings them to like a location, right? Well, what location? Like just a stranded area, right?
Yeah, of course, stranded area to keep the stakes low because there's no people in the way, whatever.
So then I think my question for the end here was why couldn't, because remember when she was like, if you do this, like all your friends will die, like why couldn't they just like dip, Nightcrawler just make them all.
Again, this was very poorly executed because it's supposed to be the finale and it did not feel like that. It did not feel like we started out with First Class and now we're here, and it doesn't feel like any finality. Like it doesn't feel
finality.
Like I don't feel it at all from it. So, whatever. That's how I felt about the entire end scene. And then when like she like blows Vuk up, and like she becomes the Phoenix like in full form, and she just dips, and they all think that she died,
but she's just a full
force Phoenix. And then I'm just like,
I did like the scene at the end though.
When she showed her flying in the sky like Moltres?
No, so
from Pokemon?
Well, the school got renamed.
It's a Jean School of the Gifted.
Right.
Charles
Jean Grey School for Gifted Youngsters.
Yeah. Jean Grey becomes this is the real school right here, my guys. You see this? This is the real school right here. Right here. So whatever.
Charles has retired.
Yeah.
And him and Magneto are playing chess together.
That's was dope. Really dope. If it was the middle sequel of all the films.
All right.
If that was like the ending of Days of Future Past, that would have been fire. So
So yeah, that like
So
that
it
ending
ends,
was dope,
yeah.
and then her.
You think
flaming
the ending
phoenix.
was dope for the film?
All right, so I'm reading here. So Kinberg stated that this movie was gonna be one of the first in the line of films with this young cast. I'm assuming it would lead up to when Logan happens, and we'll get how all the mutants died and everything.
Yeah, but
So then when Disney acquired Fox, I feel like everyone just kind of threw in the towel. It was like, what's the point of making a big finale?
Yeah.
You know, what's the point? Because no one's gonna give a shit.
No, I still like I do. There is no excuse for making a bad film.
Never.
There's never like
Because you're putting it out there for the world to see.
Not just that. This is your craft. This is going on your resume. This is on your track list.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to be like. Again, I'm an aspiring filmmaker. I don't ever want to give 50% in doing.
But again,
something.
it's annoying because, you know, it might not be his fault. It might not be, you know, Simon Kinberg's fault. It might not be this person's fault.
But I'm pretty sure he got creative control of this.
A lot. So
'Cause he's the
he
producer.
produced it, he directed, and he wrote it.
He did everything.
That doesn't back up my point. But it also ties into the studio. It also ties into Marvel Studios and Disney going, hey, we're going to use Skrulls first. Because we don't know what that third act could have been. We don't know. Because, like you said, you didn't give a crap about the Dabar, right?
Or the Dabari, the Dubby. Fuck
the Dubs. Right. You would give a crap about the Skrulls. Right?
Well, the bad Skrulls. If we got to see the bad Skrulls,
Which we definitely would have.
that would have been fire. Yeah.
Right.
But we got the good Skrulls in Captain Marvel, which is still fun.
Which is that.
Shout out to Brie Larson.
He blew a kiss. I'm dead. So we don't know. But like again, like I said, in a couple years, I don't think you'll end up like liking it. But I think in a couple years, you'll rewatch the X-Men film and watch it just for the shits and giggles and be like, hey, like, this was their universe. Like Fox did that.
Fox did it.
Love it or hate it,
They did
Fox
it.
started a universe.
Okay, yeah.
Before anybody else.
Absolutely. It's also the longest running comic book film.
2000 to 2019.
Because MCU is still relatively young. It's
Right.
still only 10 years old. So yeah, it makes sense.
They've been doing this for 19 years. You know, so you got to give credit where credit is due.
Of
If
course,
it wasn't for
yeah.
them, there wouldn't be the Spider-Man trilogy. There wouldn't be the Marvel Cinematic
There also wouldn't be a
Universe.
Kevin Feige. Shout out to Kevin.
Shout out to Kevin.
Freaking Chillin with Villains podcast bingo. They mentioned Kevin Feige. I'm not
So-
mentioning the other guy. I'm not mentioning him yet.
Yo, shout out Emergency. Shout out Charlie. Emergency. Yo, thank God we didn't represent once this time. Besides now.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. You know, they did. The X-Men did. So just to kind of not wrap up the movie,
Yeah.
but wrap up the universe. Let's wrap this up. They did their 3 films, right? They
Yeah.
did X-Men, X2, and then X-Men: The Last Stand.
Stand.
Like whenever you're bored, have nothing to watch, go back and watch those 3 in order. You'll appreciate the like.
No, I appreciate.
Now I know why Hugh Jackman Wolverine gets so much
love.
because
Exactly.
His character development was like.
But bro,
best.
also all those 3 films were about him. He was a driving point for every single one of those films.
Yeah, but so was Magneto.
And so was Charles.
So was Charles.
That's what I'm saying.
The-
I feel
the
more
core,
invested.
The core 3.
Yeah.
That's the core. Like
I feel more invested with them.
If we do MCU core 3, Thor, Iron Man, Cap, right?
Yeah.
The X-Men core 3, Logan,
At least from that universe.
right?
Yeah.
Wolverine, Magneto, Charles.
Yeah.
Because you're right.
Because to prove my point even more, when Scott got killed, when Jean clapped him in X-Men Last Stand,
didn't even show it.
off screen, and when everybody found out about it, I was still in the crowd like, oh, okay.
Right.
Don't care.
I understand. But if you go back and watch it, I think you'll appreciate The Last Stand a little more. As like, let's say I won't say a finale, but just as a like, damn, like it kind of tied in the whole human mutant like relationship in a way. Like that, because that's what those 3 original films were all about.
Yeah.
And then obviously we got the horrendous X-Men, Wolverine,
Oh, Origins. Oh my god.
and then we got, and then after that
We
that's
got
when
First Class.
which was
phenomenal, bro. Matthew
Awesome.
Vaughn like directed
Awesome.
the shit out of that, bro.
and I completely forgot Kevin Bacon was in that.
Yep, Kevin Bacon.
He had the helmet, the Magneto helmet.
Yeah, he's the one who started the Magneto.
So I rewatched
Sebastian
that too.
Shaw.
And then that's when everybody was like, oh, because people started getting confused with the timeline of X-Men Wolverine Origins.
Yeah,
They should have never done that.
that should not have been done. That film was rushed as fuck. My bad.
Yeah, you're good. I completely understand. I remember reading it. Let me fact check this right now. I forgot who said it. They had a completely different vision for how the timeline was going to be. It might have been the director.
Well, while you look that up, I'm gonna fill
talk your
everybody
shit.
in. I think that Fox was planning to do an origin series of films.
Right.
I think that
I remember that. Storm.
I think they were gonna do
Cyclops,
Storm,
yeah.
Cyclops, Charles. They were gonna do everybody. I think that's what the rumor was. But again, because I think Origins was so badly received.
Yeah, it was.
Like, don't get me wrong, Hugh Jackman will always be the best part of the X-Men films. Even his little cameo in Apocalypse was fire.
Let me ask you this: if he did have his Apocalypse cameo was amazing.
That made the movie.
If he
to
was
me.
in this movie, obviously, let's say Logan never happened. If he
Okay.
was in this movie,
Would it have saved it even more?
yeah, I feel like people would have gone to watch it.
Yeah, I feel like it would have been crowd pleasing, but also the way they would incorporate him to the story, make him a character. I don't know if that would have worked because of the Dark Phoenix saga itself. Like, he wasn't like the main guy trying to get her to chill. It was really Scott, the love of her life.
Right.
So, whatever.
Okay, so look, Kimberg acknowledges that the events of the first 3 films in the series don't sync up with the stories told starting with X-Men First Class, which is why Dark Phoenix isn't designed to bring the franchise mythology full circle, even as it wraps up the series of the Fox era. So I know, it's bland, whatever,
Yeah.
fuck it. All right. The original films, he says, don't really take over cyclical timeline, he says. Not to get too geeky about it, but because we reset the timeline at the end of Days of Future Past, it essentially erased X-Men 1, 2, and 3 from the continuity.
Technically, yeah. You're right.
Hold on, I want to get to where he said he wanted to do. Okay, so basically, all right, after First Class, we're not counting the Deadpool movies in this because they don't count.
No, they're still in. They're still in there.
No,
It's
no,
just
they
an
are,
alternate timeline.
Right.
Yeah, it's just the alternate Looney Tunes.
But
Looney Tunes shit.
what I wanted to bring up was Days of Future Past could have been a excellent
Ending to this.
whole franchise. Like, bro, what that movie is phenomenal.
That is actually one of my favorite comic book films of all time.
Yeah,
like it's
no
up there.
doubt.
It's like top 10 to me.
Dude, like, just because remember, X-Men. No, just Wolverine. The Wolverine.
The one where he's in Japan. That was pretty solid, except
So-
for Silver Samurai.
So then, look, you got to remember the post-credit scene in that. Where he's at the
Yeah,
airport,
where they're like, we
and
need
then
your
Charles
help.
and Magneto
Yeah, we
shows
need your
up.
help. Yeah.
and he's just like, this was a little lazy. I was kind of tight,
Yeah.
because Charles was
We
dead.
haven't seen them since like 2000.
We haven't seen him since The Last Stand.
Yeah, since 2006
So
actually.
he's kind of like, wait, Charles, how are you alive? He's like, you're not the only one with gifts, Logan. That's what he tells him. Right. It's just like, oh, really?
Thanks.
Like Deadpool. Lazy
Yeah,
writing.
lazy writing.
Like, oh, brother, so you're not going to go into that. And then I was like, starting Days of Future Past, I was like, are they going to get into it? No, it just takes place in the future.
it just
was my
happens.
only kind of fuck. They should have explained that. But whatever.
No, you know what? The beauty about Days of Future Past is that because, again, we're so familiar with the original cast, we're just like, I'm just glad to see the gang back together again. You know what I'm saying?
So then, yeah, like that movie just ties it. Besides the Mystique being Stryker at the end of it,
Which was mad confusing.
so pointless. Like, just make that Stryker picking up Wolverine.
Yeah, because you know why? Because it doesn't pay off at all in Apocalypse
right. It doesn't.
or
Just
in.
If you're gonna do that, what you did in Apocalypse, just
Yeah.
make Days of Future Past. Make that.
That's what
Stryker
I'm
picking
saying,
him up.
because it's X-Men First Class, Days of Future Past, and then Apocalypse. And for some reason, even though Raven saved Logan still ended up going through the Weapon X project and getting his blades and stuff.
Right.
But then it's just like,
Right, so then it kind of started making sense. And at the end of Days of Future Past, where Wolverine goes up to Charles, and he's like, "Oh, like, we had a lot to discuss. I haven't been around for 30 some years." And then Charles is like, you're finally back. Because you gotta remember,
that's so cool, bro.
Awesome.
I love that,
bro.
shit,
If they ended it like that, like we have a lot to
off
discuss.
camera, he was saying that. We'll tell him that you believe this is how it should have been. Like that, Days of Future Past should have been the finale of all this.
That should have been the finale. Logan shows up, the original Cyclops. Like, I wish they did kind of like they did First Class,
yeah.
And then they're like, okay, let's do Apocalypse, and then let's end it with, or just end this saga, or, I don't know. They just needed to end it with that.
To be honest, Days of Future Past would have probably been like their end game. Like that it should have been that.
Right.
Because even the end of it felt like the end, like like everything's all good.
Right.
And it sets up Logan really well.
And I'm a shout out what's it called? The Nice Cast. He's on Instagram, he's on Vero.
Shout out to the Nice Cast.
There you go. So we're not shouting out Charlie, we shouting out the Nice Cast.
Oh, we still mentioning Big O.
Shout out to the
shout out Charlie.
But one thing I agreed with him back when Endgame came out is he said Days of Future Past did time travel better than Endgame, and I could agree with that. Not to get into the logistics.
Yeah, but that's still subjective because time travel doesn't exist.
All right, we're not gonna get into it. I'm just saying the way they did it, like it felt nice, like it flowed nicely.
It wasn't as confusing, you mean?
Right. It wasn't as confusing.
I still,
and it didn't leave like questions the way Endgame did about wait, but how was kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, oh, okay. Right. So yeah, fine. We get the original cast members back in Days of Future Past, the original Jean, the original Cyclops. Wolverine goes up to like
Kitty
close.
Pryde and all that. Yeah.
Right. We get Rogue. So it's like that was dope. And then if it ended there, it would have been so satisfying,
Yeah, because it honestly did feel satisfying. Yeah,
they didn't know Disney's gonna acquire Fox and this and that.
You know what I realized? That ever since the Game of Thrones cast started getting involved in like Marvel stuff, it's either been hit or miss. Like for example, we got Tyrion in Days of Future Past.
Oh right.
As Bolivar Trask, and then. Which turned out really great. Yeah. And then we get Sansa in Apocalypse.
Jean Grey.
But she's like pushed to the side. Like she's not really that
Arya
important.
Stark is going to be in New Mutants.
If we ever see that shit, bro.
I mean, she filmed it. Yeah. She's supposed to be in the
franchise.
I
think they did mad reshoots for it too. Fam.
They pushed that shit back.
Whatever. Like, see ya.
But
yeah.
All in all, big ups, big respects for the X-Men Fox universe. Thank you for what you've done.
Yeah, like again, I don't want to shit over
you've had your downs.
Exactly. Like I don't want to shit on the franchise. Like it happened. That's what It just sucks that it ended kind of like a TV episode, but we are luckily entering we're in the golden era of comic book films where we have the right people, at least the right people winning at it, like Kevin Feige in Marvel and Sony to an extent. I know I know how I feel about Sony, but the Into the Spider-Verse shit, we've seen live action done right through Marvel. Now we're gonna get a chance to see animation done really well through Sony with Into the Spider-Verse. But yeah.
All right, question for you.
What's up?
So would you want Kevin Feige and whoever directs these upcoming X-Men films to keep, I want to say obviously not the exact tone that Fox did with the X-Men, but would you want it to stay that way? I feel like the tone for all the X-Men films were good. Like they're mutants and they are very, very imperfect. They have a lot of flaws among themselves. I don't want it to be like kind of like how like the Avengers have their flaws.
Okay.
But it always turns out like obviously Endgame, Tony and Cap resolved everything.
Okay. You terms of character development, you want them to keep that continuity, right, or reboot it.
Like keep, obviously they're gonna recast. Everyone's getting.
You're
recast.
Absolutely positive they're gonna recast.
No. I have no liable source for that. I'm just saying.
You think that they're gonna recast
just so it doesn't confuse, I guess, people.
Yeah.
And you haven't seen any trailers for Spider-Man Far From Home, so I can't say anything about something that's in it. Yeah. So I won't spoil it.
Oh my God. All right.
But what? All right. What?
Okay. So how I feel about that is that I think, again, Kevin he has the next 10 years,
probably 20.
Probably 20 already lined up, and that doesn't even include the X-Men. So, in terms of bringing them in,
how do you want to see them brought in to this?
I kind of leave
Avengers
that. I don't really do theorizing like this, but I did see on Reddit as well as other people. Like again, I don't know who's originally the first person to come up with this, but it's also a thought that sprouted in my head before I started digging in forums and message boards for it. And Reddit for it in the comments and stuff, but again, I mentioned this in the Endgame podcast when Rocket says that the snap let out this gamma radiation, this energy source. Sorry, that kind of
could have caused. There's going to be repercussions
exactly for that
from not only one snap,
from two snaps, bro. So.
3 snaps.
So
Thanos, we'll take altogether 4 snaps. Thanos' original snap.
Okay. Then Hulk.
Thanos snapping the stones away.
Oh shit.
Hulk,
That's
Iron Man.
Right.
So
fuck. We got 4 snaps.
That definitely
and one
did
off
something.
screen, but whatever.
So someone like just watches it like, hey, what the hell's going on over here?
Yeah, for real. So now you have the possibility to really tie in the X-Men with this, and also kind of make everything connect still, because you have
shout out JFK, shout out that plane,
because you have the Infinity Stones that basically set up an entire saga of films. So and now you have the repercussions of what happened in Infinity War and Endgame.
Right. So you know why I think they're doing what they're doing with Far From Home.
Yeah.
But you haven't seen the trailers, but it comes out in 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna see that in 2 weeks. Look out for that.
Kevin Feige said it, and he hasn't disappointed us thus far.
All right, what?
He said this is the end of the Infinity Saga. Far From Home is.
Oh, that's like bookending it for sure.
Right.
Okay.
So, why I think he did that, obviously not spoiling anything.
So this is the end of Phase 3.
Yes.
Okay.
There definitely is something probably in either the two. There's going to be 2 post-credit scenes. There's either going to be something that happens there or something just in the movie as a whole that leaves us with like, oh shit, here we go. We're starting fresh.
Okay.
Because even though Endgame was the end of it, so I think Far From Home is going to be like, all right, we'll tell this story, but at the end of this story, we're going to be like, all right, this is beginning something else.
I love that in the comics, like where they were preview, like in the next issue.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Like I love that shit. Yeah.
So we'll
something
see.
to look forward to.
There is so much to look forward to.
No, but the main thing I hope that Kevin does, and I'm pretty sure people online have had this in their conversations as well, is like, we're kind of tired of seeing the same lineup of X-Men. Like, spice it up. Like, there's other X-Men out there that you can see. Like you have Dazzler. I think it's Dazzler. She X-Men. I don't remember, but I want to see Saber. Like, I want to see Sabretooth. I want to see Gambit, bro.
Sabretooth done right.
I want to see Gambit, bro. I want to see Angel done right. I want to see more Sunspot, Havoc and Cyclops, their relationship and stuff. X-23, I want to see her grown up and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see like Colossus. Like, bring Colossus in from Deadpool, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, tie it all together.
And they will. I'm certain of it that they will.
I'm absolutely certain of it. And
but again, shout out Fox. Shout out to your universe.
And also thanks for selling, because this shit was trash, bro.
Chill. Nah.
Nah, but
I'm getting up. With my injuries, I'm getting up.
Nah, but for real, like, I do agree with you that we should commend them for actually doing it. Like, they actually, whether it was good or not, it doesn't matter how we felt. It happened. They made their money.
It's over.
It happened. That's it.
Now we start fresh. We start new, and we'll see where the X-Men go from here. Which I'm excited for. I really hope majority of the cast come back. Like, hey, we want you guys to stay.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna.
But I doubt it.
I doubt it too.
But all right.
But yeah, Michael Fassbender, thank you for giving us the best Magneto we've ever seen on screen until somebody else proves us wrong, and that's it. But yeah,
keep a lookout. We most likely dropping once a week, if not once every 2 weeks, like we said in the beginning of the podcast.
But yeah, but also look out for any news that breaks. You could depend on us, like, to speak on it, even if it's for like 20 minutes.
Right,
like, we'll probably get together.
Now that he is no longer a vampire, now that he works days,
I'm not Batman anymore.
We'll be able to work on this at least once a week.
Yeah,
Any news that breaks out, we'll talk about it. And look out for Far From Home. That's probably
in 2 weeks. It's gonna drop the Sunday of the weekend that it comes out. Shout out to the plane.
Shout out.
But I'm still talking either way. So we're gonna go see it. I'm definitely gonna go catch it on the 6th. I don't know if you're gonna go early in the week.
I'm going third.
You going to third?
I'm going to third.
All right. So we're probably gonna just do that, and then on Sunday we'll record Sunday, and you'll see the audio up on the 7th.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Right. So
let's do it, yo. Just remember, whose blood is that? Yo,
but thanks for rocking with us. We love
on
y'all.
YouTube, on Instagram. We don't have Twitter. We don't have Facebook.
Yeah, we don't. So I mean, y'all probably not checking for that anyway. But yeah, thanks for rocking with us.
All right, thanks for chilling.
Look out for the next joint. Listen to our other joints. All on Anchor right now. Shout out to Anchor. Shout out to Charlie. Shout out to Kevin. Shout out to Sansa. Shout out to Michael Fassbender.